tonight. Would you please stand and state your name and school?
Hi, my name is Katie Watkins from Parkway High School.
Thank you. If you would, if you hadn't already, at the end of the meeting, just come up and get one of our members to sign your paperwork. Thank you for being here. Item 1.02, approval of minutes of regular session board for September 7th, 2017. Motion by Mr. Garvey, second by Mr. Cheatham. Please vote. Item 1.03, approval of the agenda for the regular session of the board for September 21st, 2017. Second. Got a motion by Mr. Brotherton, second by Mr. Newman. Please vote. I'm going to switch the item 2.01 and 2.02 due to one of the participants stuck in traffic with the accident. So we'll move to item as listed on the agenda as 2.02, which is recognition of new SROs presented by Adam Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. President, Superintendent Smith, members of the board. A pleasure to be here. We've got some great ladies and gentlemen here representing our sheriff's office and the Bossier Parish schools and our school system. You know, this has been a very long task, a lot of hard work went into this on accomplishing our goal of having a post-certified law enforcement officer in every school, and I commend this board for all the support you gave to this deal. I truly commend you guys. Some of you guys were definitely in the trenches on this because we knew how important it was for our students to be safe in Bossier Parish. We're one of only 2 parishes in the entire state of Louisiana that are our size that have this right here. You know, this is a great thing for our whole parish as a whole. We're growing for a reason. We're doing all those kind of things for a reason. Our schools are safe. You know, we have people there that can take care of business when we need to, okay, and be mentors to these great kids. So I totally commend you board members for all the support you've given over the years, getting there, and we're finally there. So I know you've seen some of the exciting stuff that I've talked to several of you guys about some of the exciting things we've tried to implement with DARE and so forth. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of that in just a few minutes as well. You know, 9 of these deputies right here behind me just finished a very extensive DARE training. This training took place in Pineville, Louisiana. You know, you don't think a 2-week school could be that very extensive. I mean, it's about 14, 15-hour days, and it's kind of they throw everything into these 2 weeks because they have to, because these other deputies that are mentors have to get back to their parishes. You know, there are deputies from all over the state that they send to this school. We sent 9 this year to this training. At this training, they had to just about memorize the curriculum involving DARE. DARE is wonderful in our school system. It teaches about bullying and how to quell some of that stuff, and also great decision-making skills. And these guys, you know, I commend them for doing that, and they're excited to get started. We even had 2 of our deputies come out with outstanding honors, which is a very good, very good, some good recognition for our parish. But real quick, I want to do something. You know, every year it's kind of been a tradition. When we bring somebody on, you know, we would like for you guys to put a face to that school, especially in your district. And that's why I feel it's very important for you guys to know who is in your school and you know, to let you know that we're here to be an ultimate resource to you guys. First of all, I'd like to introduce Deputy Austin Mueller. Deputy Mueller is assigned to Bossier Elementary School currently. He was born in Wisconsin. Yes. And mostly raised in Louisiana. He's 25 years old and 2010 graduate of Bossier High School. Austin is married to his wife of 4 years, Kendra, and has 3 kids. I'm sorry. He has a 3-year-old daughter, Autumn. He's 25. I hope I don't have 3 kids. He served 5 years active duty in the United States Army as a military policeman. He is currently a sergeant in the 39th MP Company, Louisiana National Guard. Austin is also entering his 3rd year as an assistant wrestling coach at his alma mater, the Bearcats, Bossier High School. Austin uses his ability to relate to the current youth and his position as a coach and SRO to better influence kids to make good decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Ewer. Next, Deputy Anthony Hindenburger, Curtis Elementary. Deputy Hindenburger is a graduate of Parkway High School. He served in the United States Army and Louisiana National Guard for 15 years. During this, he was deployed to Louisiana Rights. He was also sent to assist in forest fires, to assist with many of the hurricanes that hit our coast. He served as airport security at Baton Rouge after 9/11, and he did a tour in Iraq. He began his law enforcement career in May of 1997 at Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. In 2009, he returned to Bossier with his family after flooding from Hurricane Ike, and continued his career with the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office. He is a member of Knights of Columbus, Acts, and is active in his church helping Bible school, pumpkin patch, and reading to preschool and kindergarten kids. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Hindenburger. Deputy Clay Christian, Cary Martin Elementary School. Christian attended Benton High School, played football for Benton, and was also a member of the Shreveport-Bossier High School rodeo team. He graduated with honors in 2001. He began working with the Bossier Sheriff's Office on June 1st, 2004. During his career with the Sheriff's Office, he has worked 3 years in the Correction Division, 7 years on patrol, and 2 years with the K-9 Unit. Deputy Christian believes his law enforcement experience will be a great asset to the Bossier Parish Schools. He is proud to be serving the citizens of this parish by protecting and mentoring the greatest treasures we as a community have, our children. He also played for the old ball coach, Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Mitch Downey. Ladies and gentlemen, Clay Christian, Cary Martin. Deputy Kelly Boudria. Currently assigned to Kerr Elementary School. Deputy Boudria is from Bossier City and graduated from Parkway High School in 1985. He received his bachelor's degree in healthcare administration and an associate's degree in criminal justice. He retired from the United States Army as a medic after 22 years. He has been married to his wife, Shelley, who is a nurse. Deputy Boudria has a 19-year-old son, Devin, who lives in Missouri. He likes to ride motorcycles, hunt, take road trips, and be with his wife. He has been with the Bossier Sheriff's Office since May of 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to introduce Kelly Boudria, Kerr Elementary. Deputy Chris Pulliam. Chris Pulliam is assigned to Central Park Elementary School. His career began in July 1st, 2012 with the Bossier Sheriff's Office. He quickly went to the academy in August and graduated in November with the Physical Fitness Award and Honor Graduate Award as well. After graduating, he joined the CERT team, that's a tactical team with the Sheriff's Office, and remained on the team for 3 years. He recently graduated the DARE Officer Training Class in Pineville, Louisiana, where he received the Most Outstanding Team Member Award, which is a great thing, by the way. Deputy Pulliam knows that he will never be rich from this job, but knowing that he may have helped a child or person make the right choice or was able to help someone in need is payment enough. He is getting married on October 7th to Kimberly Simmons, who is a nurse at the Bossier Medium Security Facility, and we wish him well with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Pulliam. Deputy Marissa Townsend, Meadowview Elementary, SRO. Deputy Townsend has been a deputy with Bossier Sheriff's Office for 3.5 years. She has been serving as the SRO for Meadowview Elementary School since November of 2016 and has enjoyed every moment. She has a passion for being able to influence children's lives in a positive way and she looks forward to continuing to help children of Bossier Parish become successful young men and women in society. During Deputy Townsend's short span at Meadowview Elementary, she has had several parents tell her how much she has influenced their children's lives in a positive manner, and that, to her, makes her job well worth it. She looks forward to continuing to help children continue on the path of excellence and being a resource to help them along the way. She's a good one, ladies and gentlemen, Marissa Townsend. Deputy John Brunson, Big Bad John. Deputy Brunson is currently assigned to Elm Grove Elementary School, and he's taking it by storm over there. Deputy Brunson was born in Shreveport and lived in Bossier City all through grade school. He graduated from Bossier High School in 1998, then attended Louisiana State University. He grew up in the Boy Scouts and youth group functions at First United Methodist Church in Bossier City. Deputy Brunson has a 4-year-old son that will start grade school here in Bossier Parish next year. He has seen the negative effects of drugs and alcohol and how it can destroy families, and he wants the children to learn as much as possible. He hopes to create a positive relationship with the children to let them know they can come to officers. Ladies and gentlemen, Deputy John Brunson. Deputy Revis Gay, Sun City Elementary. Deputy Gay grew up on a farm in South Georgia. Joined the Air Force at 20 years old and retired after 24 years. During his time in the service, he enjoyed opportunities to be involved with the community throughout organizations like Special Olympics and Paint Your Heart Out. He has been married to a Bossier native for 21 years and is a father of 4 boys. He is a deacon at South Bossier Baptist Church and enjoys helping run the sound media booth as well as working with youth there. He is a chaperone numerous school and church groups and help with the activities at school, at the church, summer camps and such. Deputy Gay is so grateful the Bossier Sheriff's Office has given him an opportunity, and the school system to give him an opportunity to be a positive influence on the lives of kids. Ladies and gentlemen, Revis Gay, Sun City Elementary. Deputy Bradley Virgilito. I didn't know if he made it. He was in that The Italian Stallion. Deputy Virgilito is 29 years old. He graduated from Parkway High School in 2006 and was born and raised in South Bossier. He can fish a little bit too. He started working with the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office in August of 2012. He worked in corrections for 3 years and has been on patrol for a year and a half and is currently assigned to us, of course. He transferred to the SRO Division in March 2017. Deputy Virgilio enjoys working with kids, and it has shown. This gentleman right here has been an outstanding asset to Russian Middle School. His interaction with these kids is unbelievable, and he's to be commended for that as well. Deputy Virgilio believes that he can make a difference in our community, and he certainly has shown that so far. He has been on numerous, he has assisted with our Benton High fishing team and in sports and all that kind of stuff. He's a real avid fisherman and participates in all of that. So we're excited to have him on. Welcome to the Bossier Parish family, Bradley Virgilito. Deputy Sean Grooms. Sean couldn't be with us tonight. Sean has got a prior obligation with church, and he was not able to be here, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Deputy Grooms is assigned to Butler Educational Complex. Deputy Grooms is just beginning to work with his SRO division and has served for 10 years with the Bossier Sheriff's Office. He has worked in the Corrections Division and has been in the Patrol Division working the graveyard shift, the old night owl. He has over 22 years of law enforcement experience and has served as a dare officer at Minden PD. He has two sons, ages 15 and 8, and he was married for 20 years. Deputy Grooms recently lost his wife, battling cancer. And on behalf of Deputy Grooms, I do want to personally thank the school system, the board, and everybody else for all the support they gave him. He's getting along very good now. They put on a big fundraiser, raised some good money with the fish fry, which was very helpful. He wanted to let you guys know how thankful he is for the support that you gave him in that short amount of time that you guys, you know, allowed him to come work with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Sean Brooms, Government Education. You know, as I said earlier, you know, one more round of applause for these great guys. You know, as I said earlier, the appreciation for this, and I know the work and hard work and everything that, you know, my former boss, Danny Dyson, Captain Danny Dyson, who's now retired, you know, they were in the trenches a lot, you know, and I've seen Mr. Masur is here now, and I want to personally thank you as well. You were definitely in those trenches with them, and you were a very great support system. You know, my kids go to these schools. Your kids have been in these schools. A lot of these board members, all of your kids have gone through this system. This is we have got a wonderful thing going in Bossier Parish. You know, the relationship with Sheriff Whittington, this board, Superintendent Smith, it is almost too good. It's scary, and I appreciate everything. And I'm just humbled and honored to be able to work with you guys and serve in this capacity and make this whole thing a lot better. We're going to get better, a whole lot better. We're going to mentor these kids. We're going to coach them up. We're going to protect these kids, and we're going to make this place where everybody it's a sought-after place to live and raise your family. So, with that said, Mr. President, that concludes my report. Any questions?
Mr. Masur?
I guess I'd just like to say thank you, first of all, but take you back about 7 years. I'll never forget getting the call to go to, we call it Chief Dyson, to his office, which is a closet up at Central Office. At the time, I don't know where your station was, but anyhow, we talked about the current SRO program and how we could expand on it. I think at the time we had our high schools covered. And he said to me, he said, "Do you think we could get our middle schools covered?" After about 30 minutes, in our own mind, we spent about $4 million to design the program that we currently have today. It took us a while to get there, but with the help of every administrator who had to give input, this was a team effort. And now it's exciting to see that all our spaces are covered, all of our schools are covered. We've got assistants that help you, because I know that at the time you were running him ragged. He was getting calls to go north and south, and there's no telling how many miles he would put on his vehicle a day. But for him to have you, when he was given the opportunity or allocation to bring on in the system, that was big. You had a good mentor, but now you got the opportunity to lead these guys, and they got the right guys. So I do lean on you a bunch. I probably call you too often, and still, but I want to thank you and thank these gentlemen here, all of them, for the hard work and dedication, for them being willing to put their lives on the line, although, it may not seem on a daily basis as they're giving fist bumps and high fives and stuff. But the public sees this. They're very visible. My kids will probably like their SROs better than their principals, and it's probably the same in all the schools. But you guys are doing great. We appreciate you. We'll support you 100% all the time.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Newman?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to point out that these guys, they don't just work at the schools during school hours. Just last week, not even a week ago, we had one of their counterparts at SRO at a high school traveling with the football team out of town. Bus broke down, and he spent the night on the side of the highway with the bus and the players. So it's not just what they do in and out of the classrooms with DARE and on the school campuses. These guys are out escorting our children to and from all over the place, and they're on the side of the interstate in Little Rock. And Officer Hopkins, he stayed right there with the bus the whole time. He'd run down to the store and try and find somebody and come back. And they spent about 8 hours, I think, on the side of the interstate in Little Rock for various reasons. But it's commitment like that from people like you that make this parish what it is, and I appreciate that.
Ms. Darby?
And Jay, I just want to thank you for bringing them before the board so that we can put a face with them. And I'd like to say thank each of you, both women, lady, and male, for a great job that you're doing. Thank you.
Mr. Gamble?
I just want to say we got a this SRO program is one of the shining stars. What you guys do every day on a daily basis for these kids, way more than just protecting them from tragic events that are going to happen throughout the school, is commendable, and we just want you to know we appreciate it.
I want to say congratulations, welcome to the team, and as my dad spent 18 years doing Halton High School, and you wear many hats. You will wear many hats as you find out that not only for the security as far as that, and being a counselor for those students, to be able to lean on you and come to you in private moments where they wouldn't come to anybody else. And so it's a safe place for them to go to school. Not only that, you keep it safe, but you were more than that. And you'll get anywhere from counseling from somebody to loaning somebody much money. So, you know, it goes from all spectrums. But congratulations and welcome to the team.
Thank you, President Lott. The big deal here that we now have every school covered is huge in my opinion. I know I was on the security committee after Mike and we started working and talking about this. I can tell you from personal experience, when I drive up to drop my third grader off at school, when he was in kindergarten and first grade, only every other day or every third day did I see an officer there. Now, every day I go there, I see an officer when I'm dropping my child off. The comfort that gives me to drop my 8-year-old off. And the fact that we can have that at all of our schools, we're very blessed, and I appreciate everything that every one of you do.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to say, Adam, and to these new deputies, some of y'all probably don't know, I retired from Motor City with 26 years, and now I've got grandchildren in our elementary schools in Bossier, and you know, oftentimes we look at the cost factor and what it costs to put y'all over our children, but to me, you know, there's no way that you can figure that safety net that we have with what y'all do at our schools. And I probably said it before, I remember going to the very first meeting with then Chief, well, he was Sergeant Dyson at that time. Me and him went to the very first meeting that we started looking at the possibility of having school resource officers in both schools, and many years ago. And I never dreamed that it would be what it is today, but couldn't be prouder to be part of that system. And y'all do a tremendous job, and as Mr. Bachhaus said, you never realize how much you impact a young person's life just with giving them a different way of looking at what a law enforcement officer is and means. And so value the opportunity you have, because you're making a major impact on people's lives. And thank you very much for what you do. Thank you, Lieutenant Johnson. I don't believe there's any other comments. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We can start now, Mr. Schleicher.
Excuse not being here, but the traffic is horrendous out here.
We heard that.
I could have walked up here. Anyway, I apologize.
We heard that. We've seen you out there sitting patiently waiting.
I apologize to the board and Mr. Superintendent Smith and all these, they just left. SRO officers, I'm a little familiar with that. Finished a lifelong job with the sheriff's office, retired, and I admire them for what they do and have a part in the children of those parish, young men and women, and not children, all of them. I congratulate them and I thank you for allowing me to be late. I just
presented by Ms. Tanya Bale, Public Relations Liaison.
Good evening, President Lott, Superintendent Smith, all of our board members, and welcome to our distinguished guest, U.S. Congressman Mike Johnson, who's here tonight, as well as to all of our audience members. You know, it is no secret that you will find the most outstanding educators and employees working at Bossier Schools, and tonight it is my sincere privilege to recognize a few of them before you. First, I would like to ask that Ashley Holliday please come forward. Ms. Holliday is a math teacher at Benton Middle School who is tops in her field. So much so, in fact, that she has been chosen by the Louisiana Association of Teachers of Mathematics as the 2017 Outstanding Secondary School Mathematics Teacher. That is a statewide honor. Let's give her a big round of applause. Just to give you a little background, LATM honors our outstanding elementary, middle, and high school teachers each year who make a significant contribution to mathematics education. And one of the goals of this organization is to honor and recognize those individuals who model and promote standards-based mathematics teaching and learning for their students. And as a result of Ms. Holliday being selected as the outstanding secondary school mathematics teacher for Louisiana, she will be attending the state conference in Baton Rouge in November, and she will also be honored at the awards recognition ceremony. But before she is recognized at the state level, Bossier Schools has its own award for Ms. Holliday. Caldwell Banker Gosley has once again graciously agreed to sponsor Bossier Schools Award of Excellence. And so it is my honor to bestow Ms. Holliday with this medal to commemorate the occasion of her being the state secondary outstanding school mathematics teacher. Congratulations. So we want to congratulate her and just tell her how proud we are. She is a phenomenal teacher there at Benton Middle School, and just exemplary in her field, so they could not have picked a better one there to represent the state. Congratulations to Ms. Holliday. Now, two other teachers who exemplify excellence in their field of expertise are Karen Vance and Suzanne Hill, who are the PE and health education teachers at Stockwell Place Elementary. Ladies, would you please come forward? Sign language. Now, Mrs. Vance and Mrs. Hill focus on student wellness and healthy hearts, and they serve as an inspiration for their colleagues, too. Both ladies are very active in the American Heart Association's Hoops for Heart program, and in fact, the Louisiana Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance is singling out Mrs. Vance for its prestigious Hoops for Heart Award. And she is going to be formally presented the award in November at the LAHPERD convention in Baton Rouge. And she's also in the running to advance to the next level of competition. But let's give her a big round of applause for winning this famous award. Of course, we all know that it takes teamwork to make the dream work, right? And Mrs. Vance is quick to point out that Mrs. Hill is her teammate in everything, and the two of them work together to help motivate their students to collect the money for Hoops for Heart, do the paperwork, and then make the overall event a huge success. So although they both cannot receive the award at the state level, we at Bossier Schools thought it would only be right to recognize the two of them with our Award of Excellence, again sponsored by Caldwell Banker Gosley. So we would like to give both of them this medal to commemorate the outstanding work that they do at Stockwell Place Elementary with the PE and Health Education Department. Congratulations. And finally this evening, we honor someone who you don't see in the classroom or in our schools, yet I can tell you that every student, every teacher, and every district employee touches, writes on, or reads something that she she has printed. Vicki View is Bossier School's lead printer, and she has been with our district for 10 years. She works behind the scenes in the print shop, but indirectly she is in the forefront of everything that we do. And let me tell you, it is a lot, a whole lot. In fact, this is really interesting. Did you know that each month our print shop produces more than 3 million print jobs just for the Bossier Schools District? More than 3 million. That includes printing the Guidebook 2.0 workbooks, all of the math for grades 3 through 5, business cards, stationery, testing materials, district forms, teacher guides, and that list literally does go on and on. And may I add that she also hand glues the notepads and binds the workbooks there too. Colleagues call Vicki View a worker bee who never gets recognition, yet someone the district absolutely could not do without. Mrs. View comes in early, she stays late, and yes, she also works many weekends to ensure that everyone in our district has what they need to be able to teach, to learn, and to conduct business. Yesterday, a representative from Bossier Federal Credit Union, Jill Valentine, which is our Gold Star sponsor, Bossier Federal Credit Union, teamed up with Mrs. View's co-workers for a big surprise, and I'd like to direct your attention here to take a look.
All the ELA guidebooks, all of the student workbooks, all of the testing material, all of math from kindergarten through middle school. And we're binding them, and we're printing at right now about 3 million prints a month.
She is genuinely behind-the-scenes worker bee, this woman district absolutely could not do without. She truly epitomizes what the Gold Star Award recognizes in our employees. Our September Gold Star winner, Vicki View!
Very humble. It makes it all worthwhile. I just want to ensure that our students and our teachers have the best. My kids grew up in Bossier schools, and they had great, fantastic teachers. And it's for those teachers that I want to make sure that they have everything they need to teach the next generation of students, and that those students succeed just as well. I'll be living on cloud nine for quite a while. Those days that I don't want to come in, I've got a little gold star on my desk now to remind me how wonderful my job is, and I've got the best co-workers and the best work atmosphere, and it makes it worth it 100%.
It is my honor to introduce to you our colleague at Bossier Educational Service Center and Bossier Schools Gold Star winner for the month of September, Ms. Vicki View. Also want to ask Instructional Services Supervisor Karen Flowers to come forward. And we also have Jill Valentine from Bossier Federal Credit Union with us as well. So if they would also join us at the podium. Flowers?
I do want to assure you that all that printing we are doing is at a cost savings compared to if we had to purchase those materials that we are about to print, and it is all Tier 1 curriculum. Vicki seeks out solutions. She has seeked out her own professional development. She has figured out ways to keep these machines running past work hours with David Wasner, her co-worker in the print shop, agreeing to come in late so we can keep keep those machines running. She is organized, she has a color-coded spreadsheet, she works with curriculum to make sure we're meeting the deadlines and keeping ahead of when those materials are required to be at that school. I tell you, there are a few vital employees in this district that if they went missing, we would quickly know. She's one of them. So I'm so happy to be able to work with her. And our building has been accused of being the happiest place in the district, and I think our can-do attitude is part of why we have that. So I just thank you for the opportunity to recognize Vicki.
As I mentioned, Jill Valentine is a representative of Bossier Federal Credit Union. They have been our sponsor of the Gold Star Award since we began this program several years ago. And Jill is with us this evening. She has a plaque to present to Vicki. We presented to her yesterday, but there was a little bit of error on it, so we have a new one to officially give to her as our Gold Star winner for September.
Karen, get in there.
And we also, of course, want to honor our Gold Star winner with Bossier School's Award of Excellence. So we hope that you will treasure this with pride, because I tell you what, we could not do it without you. And we know that you are a worker bee behind the scenes who deserves so much recognition, and we love you, Vicki.
I'm going to try to get through this without crying anymore, because boy, did they get me good the other day. But I have to thank everybody. I have to thank Karen for being such a wonderful boss, and David and Diane and Dawn and Cassie, because without them and them understanding my level of crazy, I couldn't do this every day. I would just not be able to hold it together. And that's said at best, we have the happiest place on earth, and it's with Sonia and Keith and Karen Pryor and Miss Gegg and Georgette and Laura and the whole team. It is just such a wonderful place to work that you can't help but want to come to work even on the bad days. and I just want to give a shout out, I don't know who all's here for curriculum, because they have worked extremely hard, and as hard as this has been on me to get together, I know it's been twice as hard on them, and they've worked as a great team with me, and I just want to say thank you again to everybody.
Why she deserves the Gold Star. One thing I have to add that I love, curriculum coordinator Kathy Slack says, not only does she deserve a Gold Star, but she deserves a gold car. We're still working on that. Congratulations again to you, Vicki, and that concludes my report.
It brings us to item 3.01, request approval of the program of professional personnel evaluation 2017-2018, presented by Ms. Sherry Poole, Director of Human Resources. And Ms. Poole, prior to you speaking, I have a comment request slip from Ms. Jackie Lansdale.
I'm Jackie Lansdale. I'm president of the Reservoir United, 1726 Line Avenue. If you would look at your performance evaluation plan, I'm going to be discussing section 5, 6, and 7.
Ms. Lansdale, before you get started, just a reminder that you have 3 minutes.
I thank you very much. I hope that 3 minutes starts right now. If you would look at that section 5, the overview, and under A1, it says if the value-added data available growth and civic learning, 50% of the total score should be comprised of 35% value added, which is found, and 15% learning target, which that makes up 50%. And then if you move down, and I'm going to put all this together for you. If you move down to section 6 under B, it says value added data, that's found, shall be applied to grades and subjects that participate in statewide standardized tests and for which appropriate prior testing data is available. And then if you look over on your next page, section 7C, 1 and 2, state-approved common assessments shall be used as part of the body of evidence measuring students' attaining of learning targets, that's called SLTs, where available. Where no state-approved common assessments are available, Evaluatees and evaluators shall decide upon the appropriate assessment or assessments to measure student attainment of learning targets. And factually, I'm a little nervous standing before a couple of attorneys back here to call this arbitrary and capricious in nature, but I think they would agree with me on the bound part of that. If you are using data and that you cannot substantiate because you don't even understand how you put it together, then it becomes arbitrary and capricious in nature. It's already been challenged in other states. I suspect that it will be challenged here just as soon as we get this first assessments will come down in the spring of the year. We've already dealt with this one time when the value-added model was first brought out in 2012 and 2013. We faced that. It went back into the closet. It came back, and we expect we'll see it again. So the other legal thing I'm going to say is disparate treatment, and that's a big one. You say where value-added is available, you're going to use it. So that says then where it's not available, you're not going to use it. So if I'm teaching in a subject area that has the data, you use it. If I'm not, you don't. So we're teaching the same students down the hall, and I'm going to get an assessment based on arbitrary and capricious data, and you're not. I'm going to do an SLT where based on data that you have, because I'm in a data subject, I'm going to have to do that. That's going to bring up 50%, not 35%, but 50%. Of my assessment is going to be based on data, but you're down the hallway from me and they don't have that data or that testing instrument available, and they're not. Well, that's when it becomes disparate treatment. When I take two people called teachers and treat them differently. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Quite frankly, I don't have much time I have left. I'm looking to see, I don't see it. But I will tell you that we will be discussing this at our convention, November 18th, 19th, and 20th. We've invited your superintendent to come and be a part of that. That will be one of our workshops. We will also have Erin Brewell there, who is actually the inspiration for Freedom Rider, where she took in 150 students through journaling and a very at-risk population, turned their lives around, and I just invite you, and I appreciate the time, the 3 minutes, invite this entire board to come and be a part of that, as well as any of the Bossier teachers that would like to be a part of it. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, President Lott, Superintendent Smith, members of the board. Here tonight to present to you the 2017-2018 Bossier Parish Program of Professional Personnel Evaluation. This document is aligned to our Bessie Bulletin 130 that came out late on the 30th of August. And we updated that to align with the state document put out by the by the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. The two main revisions are in section, if you have your document, 301, where the value-added model is being brought back this year with some changes from when it was used a few years ago. The change will be no longer will the 50% of the value-added data for those teachers with that accountability previous data for their students that comes from state accountability testing, where that is available. Those teachers will have 35% of their evaluation, their final evaluation, will come from student growth on the accountability test. It was at one time 50%. For the last couple of years, it went away as we were transitioning into new curriculum and new accountability test. So that is section 301 on page 5, number 1. And it shows that, again, this year, 50% of the leader evaluations, that's our principals, which is mandated by Bulletin 130, will again come from the school performance score for their schools. So not only are our teachers held to a value-added model, our principals are as well. Also, the second revision that Becky came out with last month is on page 6, and that refers to the bullet letter G, and that's the transitioning as we transition to new EOC in high school, that those state accountability subjects that we have now for high school that normally would be in the BAM model will not be this year due to the transitioning for English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, and Geometry. So the value-added model will actually affect in Mosier Parish our 4th through 8th grade teachers who teach core subjects of English, math, and science. Then also this document identifies the roster for the accountability relationship of all of our professional employees, and those job descriptions to identify the qualifications for each professional employee. Professional employees are those who require a state certificate. And so you will see that those start on page 16 and go to page 192. So that's a large listing. One thing I do want to mention about our job descriptions is you go through the job descriptions, you will see in the top right corner that most of these have been revised this summer, from June to August. So you'll see in the top right-hand corner what date they were last revised, and many of the documents in this new program of professional personal evaluation were revised this year. So this is ready for approval so that we can release this to our teachers and principals, and we will post this. Mr. Thompson will post this on our website after board's approval tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Mr. President. This time I'd like to make a motion for acceptance and approval of the program of professional personal evaluation as presented by Ms. Sherry Poole, our Director of Human Resources.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Newman, and a second by Mr. Bullard. Any discussion? Please vote. Thank you, Ms. Poole.
Thank you.
Item 3.02, request enter into executive session to discuss potential litigation after formal written demand from Americans United for separation of church and state